A blessed good evening to one and all. Here again at St. Lucy's Parish Church, here at the William Donald George Parish Center. Former parish priest of St. Lucy Parish Church, William Donald George, who was the priest here from 1972 to 1982. This plaque was unveiled by the Reverend Canon Curtis Sylvester Gurlage, Rector, and Mr. Roger Blackman, Managing Director of the Barbados Lake and Power Company Limited, to commemorate the official opening of the Parish Center on the 4th of February, Sunday 4th of February 2018, in acknowledgement of the contribution made by the Barbados Lake and Power Company Limited. Officially opened on the 4th of February 2018 by the Most Reverend and the Dr. the Honorable John Walder Dunlop Holder, Bishop of Barbados and Archbishop of the West Indies, during the incumbency of the Reverend Canon Curtis Sylvester Gurlage, Rector. I'm here in St. Lucy. I will start from here first. This way will take you back to this road here will be leading you back along the Charles Duncan O'Neill Highway, named after former national hero Charles Duncan O'Neill, born 1879 and died in 1936. Charles Duncan O'Neill was born in St. Lucy. He is one of our national heroes. He was related to Errol Barrow, who was also a national hero, born in St. Lucy as well. This road will lead you back to Charles Duncan O'Neill Highway and Checker Hall and our cement plant in St. Lucy via Babs. So I will cross this road now. I will go over this side. So, yeah, the Theodore Bank roundabout here in St. Lucy. Once again. St. Lucy Parish Church right here. The Theodore Banker roundabout, situated outside of St. Lucy Parish Church. Church here again. So this way back to Checker Hall, Bob's, Sutherland Hill, our wax cement plant, all in St. Lucy. It will lead you back to a bit of St. Peter with 6 mains. 6 mains on that side from here as well. This way back to Bentham, St. Lucy, with the gas station and the St. Lucy post office. Down this way, and it will lead you back to the Parish Children's Home, which is also in St. Lucy. The St. Lucy's Parish Church here. This way over here, this road over here will lead you back to St. Peter, via the Roundabout Highway, known as Highway 2A, via Allendale, Oxford, and Mile and a Quarter in St. Peter. as usual before heading into the church during this vlog. So back to highway 2 known as the roundabout highway this way. With St. Peter, St. James, St. Thomas, St. Andrew, you name it. St. Lucy's Parish Church is this way. Over here is the Fairfield Plantation. This is the Theodore Banker roundabout here in St. Lucie. So I will show you guys now the church. I will show you guys the church. St. Lucie Parish Church is an Anglican church, dates back to 1837. You can see the murals on the church wall here, depicting St. Lucie and things in St. Lucie. A painting of our first Prime Minister, Father of Independence and National Hero, the Right Excellent Earl Walter Barrow, who was born at Fairfield, St. Lucie. He led us into independence on the 30th of November 1966 at the Garrison Savannah. You can see the cane truck delivering canes to the factory, most likely sugar, Fairfield Sugar Factory. You can see all the vegetables and fruits here. Earl Barrow used to cut cane as well. So he was the Prime Minister, he was a humble man, cutting cane. And he used to, he flew the plane during the Second World War in 1939. Animal Flower Cave in St. Lucie. All the canes here. As I said before, I'm in the countryside. This is deep country. I'm in the deep country. I'm to the north of the island. Out here is way down north. So here's way down north. Out here's way down north. This road here will lead you back to Fairfield, where our Prime Minister, Earl Barrow, was born and raised. Fairfield, and back to Jersey Hill and the Mount Gay Rum Distillery, which is the oldest rum in Barbados and in the world, dating back to 1703. Mount Gay Rum Distillery is up here at Mount Gay, St. Lucie. It will lead you back to Mount View, Church Hill, and Jersey Hill in St. Lucie. St. Lucie Parish Church here. The Meridian Windows Company. I'm in the countryside now. in the center, in the north of the island. You see the ruins for the old Fairfield plantation. So St. Lucie is the only female parish. This is the only female parish here in Barbados. This is the only female parish in Barbados. So this is what was Fairfield. See the factory. All the plantation houses. So this is one of the parishes in Barbados that are rich with agriculture. St. Lucie is one of those parishes in Barbados that are filled with agriculture. This road will take you back to Connaughton, River Bay, Springfield, the Jada Construction Company, Paikarna. It will also take you back to Georgia Hill and the same Mount Gilram Distillery as well. You don't always have to use this road. You can use this one and go around too. All two will take you there. River Bay as well, all in the parish of St. Lucie. So when we get to St. Lucie now, that is to the top of the island. In Barbados, north is referred to as down and south is referred to as up. Take another walk through this church, y'all, one more time. Show you guys this historic church and the graves that lies within it. Of some well-known Barbadians. Through the churchyard. I will start with this monument here. The monument commemorating the site of the Parish School, which later became the Coleridge and Parish School. The Parish School was on this site, named after Bishop Thomas Parry. The Parish School was here first, before the Coleridge and Parish School merged together. So the Parish School was on this site, which is across from the church. The Parish Secondary School was here, and the Coleridge School was over the other side, further down, sorry, in St. Peter. Like I always say, the only parish that borders St. Peter is St. Lucie. The Coleridge School was out here first. The Parish School, sorry, was here, and the Coleridge School was further down at Ashton Hall in St. Peter. In 1952, the two schools merged together and formed one school. So the school's named after the first two Anglican bishops here in Barbados, Bishop Thomas Parry and Bishop William Hart Coleridge. William Hart Coleridge was the first bishop who came to Barbados in the 1830s, I think, or 1820s, 1824, 1825, I think. Somewhere around there, the first Anglican bishop of Barbados, William Hart Coleridge, and then Thomas Parry followed after him. So they named the schools after him. You can see the list of headmasters who served the Parish School from 1881 until its closure in 1952. grave of James Cameron Tudor, born the 18th of October 1919 and died the 9th of July 1955. 1995, sorry. Former Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Education, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Parliamentary Representative for St. Lucie from 1952 to 1971. He would have been the Parliamentary Rep for St. Lucie around the time when Barbados was Prime Minister. The grave of Joseph St. Clair Yearwood, Civil Crown of Merit, and his loving wife Odessa Aldora Odessa Yearwood, and his loving daughter Faith Delia Yearwood. The grave of Branston Collymore, late Senator and former head of the Barbados Civil Service. The grave of Alwyn Wesley Griffith. Alwyn Wesley Griffith, born the 14th of February 1936 and died the 20th of April 2023. He was a policeman. Some more graves over here. Olga Edna Griffith, Florestan Leroy Graves, and Mona Patricia Graves. Susan M. Griffith, Otterlise I. Eiffel, and Miriam E. Griffith. The grave of James F. Harris and Adolpha F. Harris. Grave of Police Constable Marlon Hines, who passed away last year, January 15th, 1982, and died the 20th of September 2024. The grave of former minibus owner Tara Thompson. He had a minibus that used to play the northern route, Spikestone. B68. This is his grave. Cleota Elise Boyne and Jeffrey Livingston Boyne. George Air Broom, Pamela Broom, Ivan Ion Briggs, and Clarence Burley Briggs. So, as I said before, the parish of St. Lucie and St. Peter, the two northernmost parishes, bear the last names Graves, Rock, Canterbury, Johnson, Broom, Johnson, Goodrich, Boyne, many more that I can't remember offhand. The grave of Emerson Alonzo Graves. And Yearwoods too, forget. Yearwoods too are buried, their origin, most of them are St. Lucie. Most of the people from St. Lucie bear those names. And Griffith too, if I didn't mention Griffith. The Corbin family here. Franklin Harold Corbin, educator, and Joyce Honor Adele Corbin. Evelina Grethel Griffith, born 1912 and died in 1939. And Rudolph Hector Griffith, born 1930 and died in 2023. Rudolph Hector Griffith would probably be her son. Due to the age gap. Philippa Sorbers, Irene Philippa Sorbers, died at age 105 in 1999. They have a lot of slow comes in St. Lucie as well. Forgot to mention that. I'm here to show you the graves. I guess showing you some of the historic ones of people who would have made a contribution to this country. Well-known politicians and some of my distant relatives are also in here right as well. Yes, I wanted to show you guys the grave of Hetty, the wife of the former priest, long-standing priest Curtis Goodrich. Hetty Ramona Goodrich, the wife of the Reverend Curtis Goodrich. She was originally from St. Thomas in Highland, which is my parish, but she married the priest Curtis Goodrich. She met Curtis Goodrich when he was down there at Holy Innocents Church. Curtis Goodrich was at Holy Innocents Church as the priest in charge, Holy Innocents Church in St. Thomas. He was the priest there from 1981 to 84. And he met her there. Curtis Goodrich is a relative of mine. He is a cousin of mine. He was the long-standing priest here from 1984 to 2024. Curtis Goodrich is a relative of mine. He's a family. So Hetty Ramona Goodrich was his wife, his first wife. The Phillips family grave, the Providence and Robinson. The Phillips. The Griffith. So Hetty is buried behind here. Sadly, this church does not open to public viewing, like how some other churches, like St. Michael's Cathedral and St. John Parish Church and a few others, are open daily for the public to view it. I would really like it to be open to the public viewing. I know they have people that will break in the church and thief things, but let's look on the positive side of life. A lot of tourists would like to visit this church, this beautiful church. This is one of the largest Anglican churches on the island. Whoever is listening, I will hope that the priest or the church warden or somebody will hear me and would open it for public viewing. This church has some lovely stained glass windows in it, and lovely monuments in it, lovely pipe organ with ceiling high pipes. Please open to the public. The grave of Auntie Olga, B.M. Olga Seal, known as Auntie Olga. Her husband, Grafton Dick Seal, probably her husband's father or grandfather, who is also laid to rest here. B.M. Olga Seal was born on the 26th of December 1918 in Guyana. She was a Portuguese Guyanese who used to work at the radio station and she had a needy children's fund helping persons who were in need. Auntie Olga used to work at Radio Demerara in Guyana in the 1950s, 1952, 1953. She married to her husband in 1939. She moved to Barbados in 1963. Her husband was a Barbadian, a white Barbadian at that. The Seals from Barbados. Her husband was a white Barbadian. Auntie Olga used to work at the radio station in Barbados, known as Rediffusion or Starcom Network, as it was Rediffusion of Voice of Barbados at the time, before renaming Starcom Network. She had the children's party on the Saturdays at the same radio station. A lot of children passed through her hands. A lot of well-known singers, famous Calypsonian singers like Carolyn Leacock, Wendy Allen, Shara Hackett, even my father, Satchmore, and those people passed through Auntie Olga's children's party. They used to sing there. My father, Satchmore, Carolyn Leacock, and Shara Hackett, and Wendy Allen used to sing there. And it also said that Jeanette Lane Clark used to also attend her children's party, as well as Edwin Yearwood. Edwin Yearwood, as the well-known singer now. TC, John King, another Calypsonian. I think Red Plastic Bag and Blood. All of them passed through her children's party as well. The children's party was at Ready Radio Station. You would either sing, say a poem, or read a Bible verse, I think it was, and then you would get a 25 cent or a bag of sweets at the ending of the program. In her 2000 interview with Cara Roberts in the Up Close program, Cara Roberts also said that she attended the program as a child. She came for this, she got the sweets, but she didn't get the 25 cents. So you either get a bag of sweets from the Caribbean Confectionery Company in St. Thomas, or you get a 25 cent. Auntie Olga used to run a children's program all the way she was in her 90s. She was driving her Jeep, her Suzuki Vitara Jeep, or whatever it was, a white Jeep, Suzuki, whatever it was, I don't know. I think it was a Suzuki Vitara or Daihatsu or something so, that she was driving. She was driving it to all when she was 90, 91, 92 years old. Until the day she fell from her home, breaking several bones in 2010, which led to her death on the 4th of February 2011 at the age of 92. Auntie Olga used to drive slow when she was in her 90s, and a lot of people were very upset about this person driving slow in front of them, and when they got close to her and she thought it was her, they would go along, because they know that she helped them many days when they were children. A lot of poor people, poor children in Barbados that grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s were fed by Auntie Olga. She should be a hero. May she rest in peace. She should be one of our national heroes. St. Lucy's Parish Church. The grave here of Dr. Haynes Burley Blackman and Miss Matilda Blackman. Dr. Haynes Blackman was a Justice of Peace. So, the grave of Helena Harris, who died at the age of 83, and her son Lemuel Roy Harris, who died at the age of 69. In 1990, he was a funeral director. And Helena Harris died in 1960 on the 4th of February. So, leaving this beautiful country church here tucked away in the middle of cane fields, which was once cane fields before this was a highway. All here used to be cane. This church was surrounded by canes. The Theodore Banker Highway was only opened sometime in the 90s or so. The grave of the Badamashi family, the last one to be buried was the old man. They are all from Nigeria. He was referred to as Mr. St. John. He is buried here. The Badamashi family. He's a Nigerian. He had a funeral home. St. John Funeral Home in Half Moon Fort, St. Lucie was his. As I said before, the Reverend Curtis Goodrich is a relative of mine, and he was the long-standing priest of St. Lucie from 1984 until 2024, so it's either 40 years or very close to 40 years. Curtis Goodrich left in 2024 and went to St. Andrew Parish Church, and Reverend Hugh Sandyford took over from him. Father Sandyford is the priest here now at St. Lucie Parish Church. Now leaving this holy place, as I will call it. and we'll go over back to the road now. As the old hymn will say, now the day is over, night is drawing nigh, shadows of the evening steal across the sky. Day is done, gone the sun. I can't remember the rest of the words for that song. Day is done, gone the sun. All is well, safety rest, God is nigh. I remember that part. Well, all is well, safety rest, God is nigh. So, now reaching back at the roundabout. The Theodore Banker roundabout. Here by St. Lucy's Church. The roundabout again, the Theodore Banker roundabout. Back at Fairfield Plantation. Which is over here, highway today. It's over this way. So here in St. Lucie. Back at the church again. So, time to close off this video now. So I will wish you guys a pleasant good evening. Thanks for watching.